Right, may as well check what we gained in the store. Not bad for passive abilities, but again, we don't do much direct fighting around here. As nice as the jacket look is, the armored top somehow feels a bit more ninja-y to me. Not really much that I bothered buying there, but then most of the purchases I've done in this game are just cosmetics that I don't get to see until we actually purchased them. Ugh. Anyway, time for another run through the checkpoint. I suppose the only thing that makes this challenging is the forest terrain, not anything the enemy actually does here.
敵国の領内に潜入し、連絡の途絶えていた密偵から密書を受け取ることはできたものの、すでに数日が経過してしまっている。確実に持ち帰るため。
I swear, it's gotten hard for me to bother reading the stuff they tell us for these missions this far in. We've just deployed too many times in this game, and there's been painfully few missions that aren't blatantly padding. I should probably be more worried that we see some blue flames this early in the mission, but again, we've gone through so many missions it's hard not to feel fatigued this far in. Really wish I could feel something about being seen by that guy as we made this kill. Unfortunately, we've gotten into a bit of an apathetic mood this far into the game. Not that I really cared about the scores we got at the end of the missions before this point, but I at least had some sense of personal pride as we went from mission to mission. Now I just want to get things over and done with, which conversely is probably going to make the missions last a little longer. Especially when I keep deciding to pull back so I can evade the guys who spotted me, so we can stab them in the back a little later. I'm pretty sure we're done with everyone on this side of the bridge, but there's no harm in making sure. It's not like we have a time limit to get the job done. I'm just feeling antsy, since we're nearly 40 missions into this game and there's 51 missions overall. The end is near. Just unfortunately not as near as I'd like. And it's not like the game has been throwing anything new at us to make me feel more anticipation for what's to come. That would require them to do enough storytelling to make me give a damn about what happens to various characters or to the factions as a whole. Part of me wants to be annoyed that the guy was able to see us from there. The other, again, doesn't give too much of a damn considering everything we've done to get this far and how little of all of it has meant to the world around us. Seriously, how many times have we gone through this same section of forest for this same exact job of just travel to that exact point in the checkpoint? And I'm fairly certain we're going to do this job a few more times before the credits roll. There wasn't even really a point in me going after this guy. That guy as well. I just went after them because they happen to be nearby. I can't even say it's because of any bloodthirsty tendencies in this game. This far in, my bloody thirstiness has been very well satiated. It doesn't help that the only boss fight we've had that got my blood pumping was against Shiggy. Every other boss that we've fought directly against has basically been a generic throwaway nobody. Nothing to separate them from the crowd at all. Right, back to the mansion then. I'm sure it must be a real pain in the ass to replace the doors and clean up the blood over and over again. I know I'm getting tired of dealing with it since it doesn't feel like the game does enough to change things up, considering the sheer number of missions we have in the same locations over and over again. I'm sure we've killed this same lady repeatedly. The fact that she's named Tachibana is tempting me to go through one of the Samurai Warrior games I still have sitting on my drives to comment on. Neither of them really touches on the Tachibana clan much. One is focused on Nobunaga and Mitsuhide, while the other is focused on the Sanada clan. Either way, I'm still in kind of a Sengoku period mood, and this game has frustratingly not been scratching that particular itch well enough, despite the background music and the settings we've been running through. Hello there. I'm pretty sure the turret has an imprint of a body in the same spot I just killed you in. One of the hazards of constantly deploying in the same places over and over again. Everything just ends up feeling all too familiar after a while. Well, I don't suppose I remember killing anyone in these outside cabins near the mansion itself all that often. I suppose that's a novelty. I keep expecting someone to show up in this hallway. It certainly was a pretty frequent patrol spot earlier. If anything, our sheer familiarity with the area is probably helping to make me a bit complacent, and that's just asking for more mistakes to be made. Right, too busy looking at the wooden boards for enemies I forgot to check if they were actually just walking on the dirt. Not that the enemy's really been able to make us pay for those mistakes that much. We're just continuing to rip through them and complete the mission after mission with little to no trouble. You might have been able to help your friend if you were a bit faster there. Not that either of you were more than a speed bump. Kind of wish I knew why I feel more proud at getting the rank of Ninja 4 rather than 5, when 5 is supposed to be the rank we aim for in every mission. Is it the fact that we've seen Ninja 5 all too often, or some other reason? Secret documents in a brewery. Wish I could think of something clever to say about that. Unfortunately, I'm just a bit too sober for that. Is that allied country important enough to name? Bloody hell, this many missions into the game, I feel like we just don't know enough about what's going on. Not that fiction in general is especially good at pulling off logistical stuff in warfare, or the various other details that would help you gain a better picture of just how effective our ninja actions have been overall, but... Huh. It's been quite a long time since we've been spotted by a dog. And good God, do I wish I could still care about being spotted while we work. But again, we've been at this for far too long in this game, and the only real progress in the story has been the death of a guy we've been given little to no reason to care about. And when I say little, I mean we created him in the first place. Outside of me changing our character's outfit a bit, there's very little to differentiate this mission from any other where we've assassinated a lady on this map or grabbed a bit of intel. It is just... Considering how much we use the high ground around here, I'm surprised the game doesn't let us climb ladders. I kind of feel like the second guy should have pulled his sword before I even hit the ground after that jump. It's certainly not like us avoiding running on the ground for a bit somehow made us quieter. Hell, I'm not even sure I went for that in the first place. It's not like I've done that kind of jump as we approach someone at the same elevation before. Darn. Guess I couldn't knock out the other civilian just before he realized we were here. Not that that civilian seems to have alerted anyone else, and good God, I'm definitely getting the sense that I'm caring less and less about being spotted at this stage of the game. Hell, considering the stat increases we've gotten, I'm not all that worried about getting into direct fights for the sheer sake of having something other than just the same repeated stealth kills over and over again. That guy definitely didn't bother doing anything to find us. Anyway, that's another mission complete. Dear God, I'm losing track of what I'm doing within the same clip. That's definitely a sign that I'm getting too apathetic this far into the game. Kill all enemies again. That's quite a few clips.
Unidentified
and not particularly interesting to me. Again, we've left quite a few bodies on the ground in the game so far, and the game hasn't done enough to make any of them really feel significantly different from one another. Anyway, this is going to be our last mission of the clip. Just 8 more deployments after this and we can say goodbye to this game. Assuming, of course, I don't screw up and have to do any of them over again. Wonder what it is that these guys keep humming. I doubt it's anything especially interesting, but still, we've heard that tune over and over again from the guys we've been stabbing in the back. The same few notes. 4 down, 17 to go. Back at the start of the game, that kind of number might have had me worried, even though we did get a mission to kill around 20 guys fairly early on. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but it's worth repeating. Damn, it's strange that the player character's stats have increased a few times in this game, but we're still facing the exact same enemies we have since the beginning. We can hit harder, move faster, take more hits, and they are all just as strong/weak as they were the first time we ran into a given sprite. While the overall mechanics haven't made direct combat any easier, the stat increases have made the room for larger errors, which means the game ends up feeling easier the further into it you go for the most part. Excuse me for finding that an odd decision in terms of guilt difficulty curve for this game. Okay, she's definitely saw us before we dropped down. Over 40 missions in, I'd have thought the game would do a better job making me feel the enemy had a consistent amount of awareness for their surroundings. Nine more to go, and we're done for the day. Wait, how the hell can they see me from down there when we just got into range to see the orb thing for them? Ugh, I call bullshit on us getting red fire there. I understand the blue fire of them being on alert and cautious, since we've left quite a few bodies in our wake, but red fire means they see us, and they were most definitely not moving as if they saw us and wanted to either get further away or try to attack us. Well, this guy is certainly getting paranoid, and with good reason. It's kind of tough to make fun of someone for jumping at shadows when you are the shadow they are jumping at. Though I don't think they should have been able to see us when we were crouched in the bushes like that. Oh, for God's sakes. Again? I just cannot find it in me to feel in any way embarrassed by this. I'm just feeling exasperated at this point of the game. It's not just the sheer repetition. We've seen plenty of repetition in the Samurai Warriors and Earth Defense Force games. But the repetition in this game really makes me want things to end as quickly as possible by now. Anyway, we've just got 2 left to go, and I'd rather for sure that finding those 2 is going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, so we're not able to open that door. It's completely there for decoration. I'm a little surprised we've never run into that problem before now, especially since we've been onto this map quite a few times over the course of the game. Just where the hell is that last guy? I know there's a civilian still wandering around, but there's still one hostile unaccounted for. There he is. I probably should have gotten to him sooner. All those times we were spotted and we still got Ninja 5. Again, that rating just doesn't feel like a badge of honor to me. If anything, the lower rankings are a nice reminder that we had some trouble spots in other missions.